Washington head coach Chris Caputo and student athletes Trey Autry and Rafael Castro. George Washington has moved on to the quarterfinals tomorrow night to face number 2 George Mason. We will start with an opening statement from Coach Caputo, take questions for the student athletes, and then questions for Coach. Coach?
Before we get started, I'd be remiss if I didn't just mention John Feinstein. John was a really good friend of mine. When I came back to the DC area to coach George Washington, we talked, and I don't know if people know, his mom taught at George Washington, and he was very, very close. Obviously, we were at Auerbach, so he was a big part of the GW family. And I went to one of the Chinese restaurant lunches about as soon as I got the job that spring, that they still do, and I'll be thinking about John when I go again this spring, just in his honor. So I just talked to him, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. He was actually teaching at Longwood in their honors college, and one of the just the greatest sports journal. I mean, you guys out here are sports journalists. He was in your seat. He's written some of the greatest books about sports. He wrote children's books about sports. He was like a sage. Like people would go to him, ask his opinion on things that were happening in sports, but certainly in college basketball. So I was really heartbroken when I got the text today, and certainly I'll be thinking about John. And I remember and I know I'm being long-winded here, but it's emotional. 2006 in this building, Tony's playing for us, and I'm the assistant coach, and we beat UConn. We go to the Final Four. Everyone kind of runs over to our section, to kind of our families and the George Mason fans, and everyone's cheering. I'm just going crazy. And I remember kind of like after I turned back towards the court, I find John, and I just, again, sage, like, I want his validation. And I just looked at him and said, "Biggest upset ever?" And he had his pad and his pen. He said, "Yeah, I think so." So, man, to think that was in this building, that's tough. So, anyway, I didn't think too much about it during the game, but kind of sad about it now. And obviously there'll be a lot of people that give him a lot of love here, as he deserves here in this area, especially. So, with that, hell of a game. I did not think it was going to be easy.